One of my teammates, a vicious redhead, swore as she ran by. "Head her, Green! Head her!" Carly stopped. "Just fake cramps." She winked a mascara-heavy eyelid. I put my hands on my lower stomach and shuffled over to Miss Lynn, who stood at the painted white line on the crunchy grass, surveying the game like a general at war. She rolled her eyes. "What is it now?" Hoping my pale face would come in handy for once, I whimpered, "Cramps. Bad." She didn't buy it, and we both knew it. But instead of calling my crap, she rolled her eyes and jerked her thumb toward the sidelines. "Next time you play goalie, though." "Thanks a lot, Carly. Brilliant idea." I put some distance between us and slumped to the ground, picking at the sparse, browning grass. This wasn't how high school was supposed to be. Don't get me wrong. I'm super grateful to be here. I always wanted to be normal, go to a normal school, do normal things. But it's all so normal. Since school started a month ago, there hasn't been a single cat fight. No wild parties where the cops got called either. And as far as masquerade balls and moonlit rendezvous and passionate kisses in the hallways, well, all I can say is Easton Heights, my former favorite TV show, has taken a serious hit in my estimation. I still think lockers are awesome, though. I kept a hand on my stomach for appearances. Lying on the ground was a much nicer position when voluntarily assumed. I watched a tiny wisp of a cloud stream across the sky. I frowned. It was a weird cloud, all by its lonesome in the otherwise blank sky, and there was something else about it, something different. Was that a flash of lightning? "I said, are you going to attend your next class?" Startled, I sat up and grimaced at Miss Lynn. "Yes, absolutely. Thanks." I hurried inside. Things really were boring if I was looking for excitement in clouds. I spent my next class calculating the exact number of minutes left until the weekend, when I could see Lend. The answer was far too many, but figuring it out was more interesting than, say, paying attention to my English teacher's lecture on gender roles in Dracula. And don't even get me started on that book. An accurate researcher, Bram Stoker was not. My head was drifting toward an inevitable collision course with the desk when the door banged open and an office aide came in with a note. "Evelyn Green." I waved a hand and she nodded. "Checkout slip." I perked up. I'd never been pulled from school before. Maybe Ariana wanted to hang out. She was weird and moody enough to pull something like this. Then again, not so much. She wouldn't come out during a day this bright, what with the whole being a vampire thing. My stomach dropped. What if something was wrong? What if Lend had an accident on campus, got knocked unconscious, and turned invisible? What if the government took him and he was being entombed in some IPCA facility? Trying my hardest not to run, I followed the aide, a short woman with shockingly unnatural blonde hair. "Do you know who's here to get me?" "Your aunt, I think." Well, that cleared things right up. Or at least it would if I had an aunt. I ran through the list of women, all paranormals, who could pass for a relative. It wasn't a long list, and I couldn't think why a single one of them would be here. I burst into the office. A woman with sensible, read ugly, shoes and black hair pulled into a severe bun was standing with her back toward me. It couldn't be. Raquel turned around and smiled. My heart jumped into my throat. On the one hand, it was Raquel, and she was the closest thing I'd ever had to a mom. On the other hand, it was Raquel, and she was one of the head honchos of IPCA, the organization that thought I was dead. The organization I really, really didn't want to find me, and the organization I thought Raquel was protecting me from. "There you are,"